Good day. This lesson is brought to you by the Department of Education. Our lesson focuses on integers, a concept learners are introduced to in term 2 of grade 7. The following slide shows the overview of integers as learning progresses through the senior phase. Here, you'll see that it is important for us to ensure that learners are able to count, order, and compare integers. They should also be confident in performing calculations which involve integers. And lastly, our grade 7 learner must also be able to use the commutative and associative property of addition and multiplication when working with integers and being able to solve problems that involve integers. According to our ATP, a total of 9 hours is to be spent on integers, ensuring that educators lay a solid foundation in order for learners to master this concept. Our ATP checker can also be used as a guide to ensure that you pace your learners accordingly. And when done, it is important to administer an informal test based on integers to ensure that learners have mastered or grasped the necessary concepts and skills when dealing with integers. So let's get straight to it. What is an integer? In grade 7 mathematics, integers are defined as whole numbers that can be positive, negative, or zero, with no fractional or decimal parts. You need to ensure that your learners understand this. Bring in the number line because this is something that they are entering your lesson with. It's prior knowledge that they are coming with into your classroom, and you can gradually then introduce the negative numbers by showing them where these negative numbers would lie on a number line. Additional to that, learners can also be given these examples to see what are not integers. The usage or the use of integers should also be highlighted to learners. I found that using or making use of the temperature is a great way to introduce integers to your learners, as well as money. For instance, being short of a 5 rand can then be indicated by -5 or -5. So these are just examples that you can then play around with in class and have a short or brief discussion to highlight or to ensure that learners understand the concept and how it comes into play in our daily lives. Integers for any interval. Remember, this is the first lesson of integers. So this is where you would be introducing the learners to integers. So it is very important to ensure that the number line or the usage of a number line is highlighted, as well as the addition and subtraction of whole numbers. If you look at the mental maths answers for this lesson, you'd notice that all our answers are integers except for number 3. Right? So number 3 is a clear example of an undefined expression. An undefined expression is where we divide by 0 and which does not result in a defined integer or any other number. So stress or highlight this fact that integers are a set of whole numbers that are either positive, negative, or 0, right? They are well defined and have a clear mathematical meaning. It's very important for your learners to understand this. When looking at the next slide, you'll see that the number line comes up again. This is a great way to then reinforce your integers or the concept of integers, right? You can then show your learners that if you look at your number line or when drawing your number line, when you move to the right on your number line, your numbers are increasing. When moving to the left, your numbers are then decreasing. The next activity is a very, very great exercise that you can do with the learners to ensure that they understand. So I would like us to quickly have a look at number 2, right? Number 2 reads as follows. What number is 2 less than 6? When doing an exercise such as this, ensure that words such as more, less, opposite are clear to the learners. You also need to ensure that they understand what they are reading, right? So we'll read the question again. What number is 2 less than 6? So you would then encourage the learners to put their finger on positive 6 on the number line, and then you would ask them, if something is less, are you then going to move to the left hand side or to the right hand side? And then you would wait for their response, right? So 2 less than 6 would be 4, a positive 4. So this is just one of the exercises that you can work through with the learners to ensure that they understand this new concept that is introduced to them. Still a continuation of our MUB lesson plan. We also have classwork or homework with a suggested time of 15 minutes. So this is a great exercise that you can also do with the learners in class or allow them to complete it for homework. The solutions to these questions would be on the next slide. And then lastly, colleagues, I have found that using weather temperatures has actually proved to be very effective when teaching integers. This is also a great way to expose learners to reading across the curriculum in your class. So here you can give or you can provide the learners with the following temperatures of cities in South Africa, which were recorded on a particular day. You would give them these temperatures as they are, and the solutions is then found at the bottom. You can then work through this with the learners. It's a very great exercise that learners, our grade 7 learners, can use as they are being introduced. Remember, they are being introduced to integers at this stage. All the best. Thank you for listening.